You're listening to the podcast Gene's Story, Here and There Forever. Previously on Gene's Story, Gene shared the fruit of his work with Sophia by showing his double created with his wife Xiao. Gene fears something might happen to him after refusing the proposal to join Omni. Episode 7, Against His Will. After an hour, Gene decides to go out to get something to eat. He exits the clinic and goes straight to his vehicle. The door opens as Gene gets close and Gene sits behind the wheel. His neuronal chip tells the car the direction to his favorite place and off he goes. Gene arrives downtown, which is a highly lighted, clean place where there are only restaurants, art places, and leisure centers of all sorts. Everything is high above the ground to avoid any flood risk. Gene parks his vehicle in the street and walks toward his favorite restaurant, with all the vehicles on his left. As he nears one vehicle, all four doors open and four huge men exit the car from each door. The two passengers that were on the right side of the vehicle block the way up front to Gene, and the man on the rear left side blocks him and prevents any escape. The driver, who has stayed beside the driver's doors, says, "Good evening, Dr. Wu. My name is Alfonso, and I work for Omni. Please get into the car." "If I refuse," Gene asks, "we'll make you." One of the men up front answers, showing a huge electrical weapon. "I didn't know humanoids have inferiority complex," Gene says. The man that showed the weapon does not react to Gene's remark. "The light is on, but no one's home," Gene says. "You do realize UB Right sees you as we speak?" "It's been taken care of," Alfonso answers. "Okay, so there's no doubt you're Omni's toys. Leave me alone," Gene says. "No, Dr. Wu, I cannot make that decision. The board said bring him in right away." "I see," Gene says. Gene walks towards the car door as if he's about to enter the car. In a fraction of a second, as his right forearm transforms into a cannon, Gene whips his arm in a circular motion towards the ground in the two men up front direction, and an arc made of a laser light exits his arm and cuts both men diagonally in half, just like a ninja would slice his opponents with a sword. The upper parts of the two men fell on the ground, revealing electronic and mechanical components and obviously no blood. The third man comes rushing to Gene, brandishing an electrical baton, and hits Gene in the back, making him fall against the car door. Gene quickly stands back up. As the humanoid swings again to hit, Gene moves his forearm to defend himself, and at lightning speed, a circular metal shield appears on top of his forearm to absorb the shock. Gene counterattacks by sliding the third humanoid in half with his right arm. Alfonso is stunned and rushes to the other side of the car. As Gene faces the humanoid, Gene says calmly, "Last time for you, fake flesh." "As I said, I'm not at liberty to choose," Alfonso says. "Fine," Gene answers. Gene whips his arm one last time and cuts the humanoid in half. Gene moves closer to the last bot, which is still functioning. Gene picks the half body by the sternum, looks into the bot's synthetic eyes. "You can take no for an answer, can you?" Gene asks. Alfonso's voice changes into Nathan's. "You know I won't give up. Let's meet," Nathan says. "I already answered that question," Gene retorts. "The Community 5 director is a friend of mine. Could we work something out?" Nathan asks. As Nathan utters those words, Community 5, the word seems to stop for Gene. He immediately has flashes of Xiao and Mei. "Give me 1 week to think about it," Gene says. Police agents come to the scene. One agent knows Gene and asks, "Everything's alright, Dr. Wu?" "I guess so," Gene answers. Gene lifts the humanoid upper body and points it toward the cop. "Everything's alright, officer," Nathan says. "Gentlemen?" Gene salutes the cops and leaves the scene to go to his favorite restaurant. In the next episode, participate in Jean's thinking with Theo's help. Theo asks, alright, what do you plan to ask for? Don't forget, carte blanche. Subscribe for more. Thank you and have a good day.